If there was one thing on this earth that proved the validity of the truth of the Catholic Church and that Jesus Christ founded the Catholic Church, the one act that happens on this earth, the most heinous, diabolical, evil act, right? That even the demons know that the Catholic Church is the true church and that they hate it and they will do anything they can do to attack and destroy the Catholic Church. What is this act? What is this diabolical event or events that happen and take place in public that scandalize not only the faithful, but even the non faithful and unbelievers? So, the Black Mass, if you haven't heard of what the Black Mass is, or the Satanic Black Mass, is an inversion, a parody, right, of the Tridentine Latin Mass. And basically, what happens is occultists and Satanists alike will attempt and usually succeed at confiscating a consecrated host from a Catholic church or through other means. And the central aspect of their inverted mass, their black mass, is the offering or desecration, if you will, of the consecrated host in honor and or worship of the devil. Okay. Now, these happen from time to time, and in our diocese across the United States, what happens usually is we get a very stark protest going on to prevent and or deter these from happening. There is a black mass that is going to be performed an hour north of me in Topeka, Kansas on March 28th, 2025, if this petition that I'm going to propose to you to sign doesn't go through. Now, I'll share my screen with you, okay? And this is an article dated March 4th, so 3 days ago. And it's called Sign This Petition Against the Satanic Black Mass at Kansas State Capitol. Like I said, it's being planned for Friday, March 28th, 2025. And I will read. This attack against God, the Holy Mass, and her Blessed Mother, it is described by its perpetrators in these terms. So these are the Satanists talking. Join us at the Topeka Capitol building in Kansas as we dedicate the grounds in our legislature to the glory of Satan. We will be performing rites to the Black Mass and indulging in sacrilegious blaspheme. I think he meant blaspheming. God will fall and Kansas will be embraced by the black flame of Lucifer. So I don't know exactly how that's going to go down, if it does go down, if it'll be on the grounds outside or where exactly and how they'll get away with it. However, there's this petition that I just showed you that we're looking for signatures of 25,000. We're at 22,674. All you have to do is first, last name, and email, and then send my petition. That's all you have to do to prevent this from happening. Okay? I mean, this is one of the most, like I said, atrocious, diabolical, sacrilegious things you can imagine, because the core element or the basis of our whole faith is the sacrifice of the Mass. And this is an inversion of that, a mockery of it. Okay? So this is the worst thing that can happen, because who hates Jesus more than anybody? The devil. Who hates Jesus' church more than anybody? The devil. What will the devil do out of hatred to attack Jesus? Attack his church, attack us, try to get us to fall away, right? The demons know what that consecrated host is. That's why stuff like this happens. And that's why, in my humble opinion, this is just evidence of, albeit in a kind of an unusual way, because it's a very wicked and evil thing, but the evidence that this is the church Jesus Christ founded, and this is the truth, the fullness of the truth of divine revelation. and the devil knows it. Okay. So I'm going to actually play a clip for you from Father Ripperger. So he's an exorcist. I believe he's a religious priest. I could be wrong on that, but he's going to explain the horrors of the satanic black mass in just about a minute, little over a minute.
Well, it's the inversion of the traditional Latin Mass, that is the Mass that the Church had in place up until 1962, and which is still done by certain priests now, myself included. But it's an inversion of that. So it's basically it's done in inverted Latin. It's actually done to the optimally what they want to do is either steal a host or get a validly consecrated host, so desecrated during the Mass. And then there's also the inversion of communion, which is done in a variety of different ways. There is some accounts that even priests have been doing satanic black masses. There's been Satanists who basically become priests in order to be able to validly confect the Eucharist so that they can continue the satanic mass. Those are very few in number, very, very few. But we do come across them as exorcists from time to time where the diocese catches wind of it, and then so we have to address certain issues in relationship. But the satanic black mass is done then by a satanic high priest. So he's the inversion of a Catholic priest. And it's done in order to empower the priest and empower the demons and so it's the inversion of the Catholic faith. So instead of receiving the graces that we can lead a more Catholic life and making this world more reflective of God's glory so that God becomes more active in our lives and things of that sort. It's the inversion of that where the demons become empowered by it. And so they can start doing certain things or influencing certain things, either politically or in people's lives, that they wouldn't be able to do otherwise without this mass.
So that's a little snippet of what a black mass is and what the end goal or means or whatever, the reason why they perform the black mass. But I did a little bit of research, so this is anecdotal, but the key to a black mass, like Father said, is a consecrated host. A consecrated host. And what they'll do is, again, just a little bit of a warning in case you're sensitive to graphic images, or graphic details rather. Um, they'll have an altar, right? And they'll have an adult female on there who is not clothed whatsoever, and they'll take the consecrated host and desecrate it. Now this I will not get into details because I think it's imprudent. But so that's the inversion or the desecration aspect of it. And yeah, it's just starkly diabolical, and we should do everything we can through our prayers and signing that petition uh, to prevent this from happening. So, but yeah, I remember discussing this kind of with some Lutherans back in the day. And I just asked a Lutheran pastor just straight up because, Lutherans do believe in sacramental union, real presence. They believe in a consecrated host. And I asked him, why don't Satanists steal communion or the Eucharist from your churches? Why the Catholic churches? And he didn't have an answer. And another lady chimed in and said, well, the demons know. The demons know where those consecrated hosts are. That's why they steal them from us and not from, Protestants or whatever. And that's not a slam or a patronizing comment. I can't even talk. That's not a bash against Protestants, okay? But that's just the reality of it. So yeah, like I said, I'll put that link in the description to this petition to prevent this black mass from happening at the Kansas State Capitol. Again, all you have to do is put your first name, last name, and email. Again, link in the description. Need 3,000 more. So, all right. Praise be Jesus and Mary, and let's pray for these people and their conversion, right? Because that could be us without grace. So, thanks for watching, and yeah, I hope you sign the petition, but don't feel compelled to. Peace.